Hey guys, so I was going to do this video before I left, but I didn't really have the time. So I thought I would do a little video now on the decks I decided to bring with me to Australia. I'm not in the shop because, well, I just don't feel like it today. These are the ones that I really wanted to connect with while I was here and really felt like they had a good range of working energy for me while I'm here. These are some of my favorite decks, but also just ones I really wanted to connect with. So the first one here is the Isis Oracle. Shocker, this is literally my favorite Oracle deck. When it comes to healing and things like that, or just like an uplifting deck, I definitely go for more of the Gaia Oracle. But this Oracle deck is one of the main ways I connect with my goddess, the Lady Isis. And I just absolutely love this deck. This has helped me so much in my growth and expansion as a person. This is a beautiful deck. This deck is by Alana Fairchild. And I know I've done other videos where I've mentioned this deck, so I won't really go into it. But this is a great deck, and of course I had to bring it with me. The next deck is the Gaia Oracle, which has been, sorry about the shine there, which has been on my favorite list for ages now. This was really important for me to bring with me. It really helps me to connect with the earth. I like to use it with my tarot and also with the with the Isis Oracle. I'll pull an Isis Oracle and then maybe like one or two of these and see how they connect. It's always a really good reading for me when I use this. Very uplifting. And this is by Tony Carmen Salerno. This next deck I was actually not planning on bringing with me. I had not really connected with this deck at all, even though I love Fae energy. But like a few days before my trip, it like popped out of nowhere, and I decided to try to use it without the guidebook, because the guidebook is what's like always thrown me. I would pull a card and I'd feel like it really went along with what I was dealing with, and then I'd read the book and it was just not at all what I was thinking. So I've decided to not use the book and just use the cards. This is the Heart of Fairy Oracle. I was really surprised that I was drawn to bring this because, like I said, I haven't really connected with it, but I'm so glad I did. I really think it's going to be really good for me. This is an absolutely beautiful deck. It has amazing Fae energy, and I'm really excited that I decided to grab it on my way out. I really love the art from this, and I'm super excited to be using it. This next deck is called the Power Thought Cards, I believe. I actually found this deck at a book fair. It was really weird. I had this intuition that I was going to find a deck there, and it just kind of popped out of nowhere. And this is another deck that I wouldn't have thought to bring with me on a trip, but I just could not help but bring it. I think it's going to be really good for me. I like it because it has no guidebook. It just has this on the front and then expanded on the back, and these are just really beautiful little things. I think none of them are ones I couldn't learn from every day. They're absolutely beautiful. I like just how simple they are, and I love the art. Very whimsical. I forget who does this. The box is in my suitcase under the bed, so I won't do that. But I believe they're called the Power Thought cards, and I absolutely love these. They're just really, really sweet. I will say it was kind of hard to choose which decks I was going to bring because I'm going to be here for 7 months. And I know I'll probably pick up a deck or two before I leave, but it was really interesting. I have over 50 decks, so it was kind of an interesting process. I narrowed it down to like 14, and then I narrowed it down to like 10, and then like 8, and I actually was able to narrow it down to, I think, 8. And that's including the Alice Tarot, which my mother was giving me. So, and originally it was going to be 7 because I wasn't going to bring the Heart of Fairy Oracle. So it did grow a little bit after I narrowed it down, but I'm really actually quite happy. There's a couple decks that I've seen in other videos since I got here that I was like, oh, maybe I should have brought that, but I think I'm actually feeling pretty good about it. So anyway, on to the tarot. I brought the Japri Tarot, which is interesting because I haven't really emotionally connected with this deck, even though I think it is absolutely one of the most stunning decks going. And I kept putting it aside, like, to not take, But every time I did, I'd get this really weird feeling of like, no, you need to bring that with you. You need to connect with it on this journey. So I decided to forego logic and put it in my suitcase, even though I hadn't connected with it, because I was really just trying to bring decks that I'd really connected with and I really felt good about. However, I love this artwork, and I'm really excited to work with this deck. I feel like because I don't have as many decks, I actually will choose to work with it, so that's really exciting. I love this deck. It was one of my earlier decks, and I just think it's absolutely beautiful, and I'd really like to get to know it better, so I am kind of glad that I brought it with me, and I just love looking at it so much. This is beautiful. And yeah, this is the Japri Tarot. Of course, I would never go anywhere without these next two decks. This is the Wild Unknown Tarot. This is my go-to tarot when I don't really know what tarot to use. I really like using it for myself. Of course, this is like the creme de la creme of awesome tarot decks. I love this deck. I know I've mentioned it before, so I'm not really going to get into it. I know you guys have seen the cards, but I absolutely love this deck. I am glad I put in the little extra money to get this, because I was kind of back and forth on it originally, and then when I finally got it, I was like, what was I thinking? This is amazing. So of course I had to bring this one with me. I'm really excited to delve deeper into this deck. I'm very excited about all these decks I brought. I'm giddy with excitement, which seems a bit dramatic, but I really am. I'm glad to have time to really step into each of these decks and really get to know them instead of being distracted by a ton of decks. So this is very exciting for me. Of course, I wouldn't go anywhere without my Deviant Moon Tarot. This is another deck that always kind of weirded me out, but it just kind of popped out at me one day while I was online, and it was like, you need me, and I was like, all right. I love using this for shadow work, and I'm kind of amazed at how much I really love this deck. Even though it's like weird and creepy, there's something very healing and warm about it, and like yummy. I think yummy is a good word. I cannot get enough of this deck. This is one of those decks I just, want to kiss all over, so to speak. And again, like a lot of these decks have really surprised me that, I didn't think I would like them or wasn't drawn to them, but I was really drawn to bring them with me, and I can already tell that these were good decisions. It's really good to go on your intuition when deciding what decks to bring with you and such, because if you don't, you will probably not end up using them as much. Trust your gut. It really does know what you need, and so I'm really excited that I did that, and well, I love this deck. I didn't even have to go with my gut on this one. I knew I was bringing this with me, so. And lastly, I brought with me the Alice Tarot. This was kind of the wild card because I actually opened it the morning I was leaving because my mother gave it to me for Christmas. So I wasn't really sure what I was getting myself into. I'm really glad I brought it with me because it's a completely new deck and it'll be something to work with. I think this is an absolutely gorgeous deck, and I really love looking at it. It's very vibrant and warm. It's kind of hard to explain because it also is kind of cold. Like it's very Alice in Wonderland. I love the paintings in these. Some of them are even hard to tell they're paintings. They're so beautiful and so well done. But I really think this is a very cool deck for me to bring. I feel kind of like I have fallen down the rabbit hole in some ways here. Everything's different. Everything's a little jarring, but new and exciting and colorful and just totally different perspective, and I absolutely love it, and I love it here, and I'm really excited. I think this is going to be a really cool deck to use. So those are the decks that I decided to bring with me. As I get more decks, I will show you. I also brought a couple books with me. I brought Crystal Goddesses by Alana Fairchild, which I just picked up, which I'm really excited about. I just started reading and I'm already in love with it. I brought The Sculptor in the Sky by Teal Swan. I'm looking forward to jumping into that. Also, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, which also excited about. And then I brought the new Tarot Handbook by Rachel Pollack. So that's cool. I wanted to bring a tarot book. Let me put this back here. I wanted to bring a tarot book that I could really use easily but wouldn't be huge, and that's the one I decided on. So anyway, so those are the books I decided to bring, and I've got all my little stuffy stuff here. So anyway, that is the tarot cards and oracle cards and books I decided to bring with me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. All my social media links are down below. Please feel free to subscribe or follow for more videos. Alright, love you guys so much. Mwah. Bye.